Hey guys, it's Lucas here from Sports This by Jellyman. I've got another one of our NBA 2020-2021 season overview videos with the Rockets, the Pacers, and the Spurs all involved in this one. I'll kick off with the Rockets. They finished with a record of 17-55, which was 15th in the Western Conference, and ended up being the worst record in the league. So unfortunately, they lost Harden, Oladipo, Levert went through there as well, and Cousins. They all ended up on different sides by season's end. Wood, he was actually a good piece for them throughout the season, but unfortunately, a bit of injury worries troubled him throughout the year. He actually averaged 21 points and 9 rebounds in the games he did play. And obviously, John Wall was traded there for Russell Westbrook. He was good when he was active, but he wasn't active too often. He ended up averaging 20 points and 7 assists as well. So 2 good pieces for them going forward, but unsure if they'll end up staying there. Now, 2021, 2022, what does that look like for them? Well, it's all about building for the future and acquiring some young talent and seeing who's interested to come there. So whether they actually trade away Wall and Wood for some draft picks or some younger guys, we'll wait and see. Moving on to the Indiana Pacers. The Pacers ended up with a record of 34 wins and 38 losses, which was good for 9th in the East. They actually won the play-in game 9 versus 10, but then lost the 8 versus 9 game against the Wizards. So a bit of a letdown season for the Indiana Pacers. The new head coach didn't work out. Obviously, the firing Nate McMillan and him moving on to Atlanta and having some success there. One of the biggest causes there potentially. He's actually moving on next season, and Rick Carlisle steps in, which we'll touch a bit more on that. Brogdon and Sabonis, they were unreal again, so improved again. Unfortunately, both had some injury struggles throughout the year, and they actually added in Karis LeVert as well. So a bit of a big three there, along with Turner looking pretty fit and healthy in a few Instagram pictures as well. Brogdon, he averaged 21 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists. And Sabonis, he averaged 20 points, 12 rebounds and 6 assists, and proved a bit of a triple-double machine towards the back end of the season with that obviously high pick and roll and handoff to the three-point shooters. And Levert, when he came back after that unfortunate injury and discovery in his medical, he ended with 20 points, averaging 20 points, 4 rebounds and 4 assists. So some good numbers there from their big three. Now 2021, 2022, what does that look like for these guys? Well, Brogdon, Sabonis, Levert, and Turner, a pretty good core group of guys. So with the addition of the coach, Rick Carlisle, they'll obviously be looking for another playoff run this year and potentially that sort of middle part of that 5 to about 8 seed. But they do need to recruit some shooting and some defensive wing talent as well. So that's sort of their 2 areas they need to look to improve, obviously with McDermott leaving as well. So we'll see what happens next season for these guys. Now, last but not least, the San Antonio Spurs. The Spurs record ended with 33 wins and 39 losses, which was good for 10th in the West. They unfortunately lost the 9th versus 10th place game to the Golden State Warriors. Overall, an okay season with the squad they had. Greg Popovich's side's always in the running, always a few upsets, always an okay game, some down games as well, but that happens with a Greg Popovich-led side. Now, DeRozan, he was really good for them, but unfortunately, he's off to the Bulls next season, so hopefully Murray and White can step in and replace him well. DeRozan, he actually averaged 21 points and 6 assists. Murray, he averaged 15 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists, but actually got some consistent games in as well. So looking for another step up from him next year. And White, unfortunately, troubled by a bit of injury, but averaged 15 points when he was healthy. Last but not least, Johnson, he was actually a big improvement for them. Showed he could have some big games on both the boards and points. And he's just had an experience at the Olympics as well, so winning a gold medal with those guys. So just being around that group will take him to the next level as well. Now, 2021, 2022, what does that look like for these guys? Well, no DeRozan, no Gay, no Mills. So they need, obviously, that's a bit of veteran help. So they need, obviously, to look at potentially some younger guys coming through or some veteran help, or maybe they're in a bit of a rebuild at the moment. So they'll need to fill those gaps through the free agency or looking through the summer league. It seems like Greg Popovich is obviously coming to the end of his tenure as coach. Potentially Becky Hamilton to move into that position, but we'll wait and see what happens for them next season. Feel free to like, follow, and subscribe for some more NBA insights and NRL